Hello and welcome. In today's video, we are making custom food trucks. We will each do one and later we put them together for a food truck square. Mine will be an ice cream truck. Here you see me placing a lot of paintings. I will use these for walls on my truck. I'm trying to find things to make it look like a real life truck. I'm using tool to rotate all the things. Your sim can enter the ice cream truck if you want to play with it. My process here was to make the truck once, then record doing it a second time, and that's why you see it in the background as well. I always go into the debug menu. I know Sarah and V also do this, and we find things we want to use. The codes about how to enter the cheats and info about how to go about it are listed in the description box below. There was a lot of holding alt to make sure the items got into the right place and did not clip over each other. With the paintings there were some weird shadows, but I think I managed to get most of them. Later in the video, V and Sarah will explain how they did their own trucks. I hope you like it.
Hey, I'm Vaporeuse and you are now looking at the food truck I did for that build. I was not sure if I wanted to build a vegan food truck or a Mexican one. I finally built a Mexican food truck because I wanted to use some objects that I like but that I don't use that often. I am more used to build very trashy places and abandoned builds, so I don't use colorful items very regularly. You can see now that I built a very simple room divided in two pieces. One is here only to hide the car I placed in the front truck body. The other one is the actual food truck. It's functional, you can use it in your game to cook something for your sim. And this is like the very first time for me because I'm like the queen of non-fictional stuff. I always forget about gameplay because I don't play at all, so I'm glad Sarah and Noomix put me back in the path. I am now placing those colorful decorations, and you can see that I switch very often between the interior and the exterior because I can't focus on something. I find an object in game and I think, oh, I need to place it, so I do, no matter if I am doing something else. We talked about that, and Noomix does a bit like I do, placing objects on a room and then another room. Sarah is a bit more focused, and that might be the reason why she's more the detailed person of the three of us. In that food truck, I use the tool mode mostly to place items correctly, but also to add a few details that I find cute, like that knife in the lemon. I found that the truck needed to be colorful in itself, but also that it needed to have a lot of decoration inside, but also that they had to fit a kitchen. I placed walls decoration that, in my opinion, could have a Mexican vibe, but my knowledge about Mexican culture is not that good, so I did my best, but sorry if I did not use the best stuff to represent it. In that build, I used a lot of rugs. I felt the exterior, that you will see later in the video, needed some street art decoration. I love those ones that I placed on the floor. I am currently using the tool mods on rug because I wanted to use those ones as wall decoration in the interior but also in the exterior. Using the tool mod for that kind of thing is good if you are a beginner with that mod because it's pretty easy to learn, and in my opinion it's the best to learn how to use it. You can just manipulate the mod with the direction and the angles and see how it works before making something maybe a bit harder. I will now do the roof of the food truck. I hate doing roof, I am not good at it. So I used a flat roof for the truck that I will decorate a lot. I love the vibe of those doors, and I felt it was nice to have something not organized on that roof, using doors, skulls, cactus. The cactus for nifty knitting are very cute and colorful, and I couldn't miss those in that build. I also use plants. Even if the truck is on an urban place, I thought it needed some plants vibe and fit a very mixed up style that the square have. We changed the square a couple of times, though we always keep the vibe that the one before us did in the first time. We all add stuff and come with new ideas, which is cool when you work together. Being three on a build can seem messy, but it's not. It's more a thing of sharing ideas and stuff to add to the other stuff to make it better. Now that we do that, we don't build alone very often. I add that piece of roof on the truck to imagine we can close the truck. I am happy this is the only roof I placed. You can see that I will use big doors that come with a Star Wars pack to place on the wall that the roof do. I will scale down those doors to make them look invisible, and that way you won't see the walls that do not really make sense here. I use Star Wars door because they are very big and easy for every pieces of walls you have to hide, but you don't really need to use those. You can go with a random big door and it's okay like that. I felt the truck needed a bit more decoration and like a welcoming zone. So I had stuff in front of the truck. I keep that not really organized vibe and place the items a bit randomly. You will see what it really looks like later in the video. Now I leave you with Sarah so you can see the rest of the build. Bye!
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm the third one to work on the build. I'm the detail person, so I tend to be the last one to work on any of our builds. It actually started out that way because I had all of the packs and Noomix and Vaporeuse didn't. So they do what they needed to do, and then I'd add things from packs I didn't have. Now that all three of us have all of the packs, we can trade things back and forth freely, and it's so much fun. We can all triple check it before we place it on the gallery, and we talk about what the description and hashtags are going to be. I think I talk to them more often than anyone else in my life right now, and they're amazing friends, so we talk more than just The Sims, and just support one another with whatever we're going through. I started out with making a floating room. You do this by making a room on top of a room, and then deleting the lower floor. That way you can lower the second floor to as low as you want and have nothing underneath. Shout out to Twisted Mexi for making Tool usable in build mode. It made things a lot easier, though it did throw me off a bit when I had to use the gravity pull feature and it highlighted a room. I like how all three of us approached the trucks in different ways. I made a trailer on a pickup truck, Noomix made a little ice cream truck, and Vapo made a truck inside the structure of the building. I practiced making this before I recorded because I wanted it to be functional and still look right. I was torn between a cupcake truck and an American food truck, but I decided on the cupcake truck because I could put the cupcake maker inside the pickup truck. And there was those amazing neon lights that had cupcakes on them. I had trouble finding the item I had before to make the truck decoration, but I found it in the end. I did the floating room trick again and put a roof on top. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to delete the floor tile, but I ended up being able to do that. I've never tried to float a roof before. I wanted it to look like one of those cheesy decorations you'd see on some food vehicles, so it's not meant to look super realistic. I did end up moving the truck a little so that the big cupcake would be in the right place. I'm sure I could have fiddled with it a bit, but I think it looks okay with the truck at an angle. I was kind of unsure about how to decorate the back. The others did such a good job decorating their trucks that mine feels a little plain, but I think I made up for it with decorating the pickup truck with stickers and a decoration on top. I ended up abandoning the words in the truck and using more of these cupcake neon signs. Of course, no build is complete until I fiddle with it and put last-minute details. I was wondering how the trucks got into their spaces, so I put pylons that looked like they could be removable and added a few end caps to the fencing, as well as some more lighting. I also ended up adding taillights to the vehicles, since they'd be required to drive them, and a chess table for some recreation while people are eating. I think we may have even snuck in a chicken somewhere. Vapo did not me. As always, thank you for watching. We really appreciate your support.